Up next on LTV, Jensen Johnson has a story about a foreign language club here on campus. We also have a new episode of Discography about one of the most beloved English rock bands from the early 60s.
And me, Samuel Stubbs, bringing you all your latest sports updates. All that and more, Lion TV starts right now.
Good morning, Cersei. Welcome back to another episode of Lion TV. I'm Star Cox.
And I'm Luke Pruitt. We hope you had a great weekend, Cersei, and now let's get straight into those student announcements.
The counseling office is combining our Schoology groups into one group labeled Counselor Announcements. Please join this page to get future announcements from the counselor's office. The other groups will be deleted soon.
Educators' rising dues are $25 and are due to Mrs. Moat in room 213 by October 1st. Any student in grades 9 through 12 who's interested in a career in education may join. The first meeting will be September 20th at 7:30 a.m. in room 213.
Students, please note that before you go to the library, nurse's office, or counseling office, you must have a teacher email that room/office before you head there. You will be turned away if you do not follow procedure. And as always, bring your ID card to scan in. The library email is klangley@cerseischools.org or shslibrary@cerseischools.org.
To join FBLA, see Mrs. McSpadden in room 208 or Mr. Stewart in room 206. FBLA will be going to the Arkansas Food Bank Wednesday, September 25th to volunteer for the morning. Only paid FBLA members will be allowed to attend.
We are looking for about 12 or more students to work with the Lion TV crew during live streams. Also to operate the video boards at the arena and Lions Stadium. If you enjoy making video content, you like working with cameras, you are computer savvy, you enjoy school sporting events such as football, volleyball, wrestling, soccer, and basketball, you need community service hours, contact Mr. Bowman by email at mbowman@cerseischools.org or use the QR code on the hallway TVs.
Bryn Mawr University is hosting 5 virtual alum interview days this year on September 27th, October 15th, November 11th, December 2nd, and January 7th. Contact your admissions counselor or admissions@brynmawr.edu with any questions. You know, Star, I have no clue what's been going on in the foreign language departments.
Me either, but I do know that Jensen Johnson has been working on our very own Spanish and French honorary club.
Even though it isn't brought up as much as math or football, Searcy High's foreign language department is a very important part of the school and offers myriad of opportunities for its students. A lot of work has been put in towards the Spanish and French honorary programs, which are only available for the most prestigious of foreign language students.
So as a whole, for French honorary, I have to be a member of the AATF, and then I organize meetings, the service projects, points for the honor cord, making sure students know the information, and everything that goes with that. So for a meeting, I always feed the students a little something. They're getting here early. And then I set up our service projects. Some of them are already set for the year. Some of them I work with our officers.
Above all, the best part about honorary programs is that they're made with love and respect towards the Spanish and French teachers.
And they come up with a good service project for the community. And then for those meetings, I make sure students are aware of what they can do, how to earn their points in order to feed the service project.
Spanish and French honorary are programs designed to enrich students' education on foreign languages and cultures.
It's not too bad. I am also doing French Club, and I also sponsor Quiz Bowl. But to make things easier on myself and on the students who do both French Club and French honorary, it's the set date, but we alternate between odd and even months. So they don't have to remember too many dates. Second Friday of every month, they can show up.
Is it an E and for porn?
Well, first of all, we have to apply to the national organization, not every year, but initially, to be able to have a chapter at Searcy High School, the American Association of Spanish Teachers.
Those in charge of the project put a lot of effort into it in order for students to have the best possible experience.
And then it's just the honor, and it shows that they've done well in Spanish and also overall academically. And then locally, we do give a scholarship to those that are going to continue studying Spanish. Not necessarily to be a teacher, but are going to take Spanish in college.
Spanish and French students may want to look into honorary program as it can benefit their education and deepen their love for the language. Now let's send it back to the news desk.
Thanks, Jensen. That club seems like it could really be fun, but I want to know what's been going on in local news.
The Searcy School District campuses will have an increased police presence after school officials and authorities learned of a potential threat of violence. Superintendent Bobby Hart said in a statement released on Friday that families can keep their children at home with no penalty on September 16th while Searcy police investigate the incident. Threats of violence against schools are felony acts, and Hart said whoever is found to be responsible for the threat will be held accountable. There were no incidents reported at the high school on Monday.
Ryan Wesley Ruth, the suspect in the apparent assassination attempt of Donald Trump, has been charged with 2 counts, including possession of a firearm while a convicted felon and possession of a firearm with an obliterated serial number. A detention hearing is set for next Monday, and he will remain in jail while awaiting trial. Authorities suspect Ruth, who owns a small construction company in Hawaii, was planning to attack the former president as he played a round of golf on Sunday. Ruth had criticized Trump on social media and is a staunch supporter of Ukraine. U.S. Secret Services agents fired at the suspect when spotting him with a rifle near the Florida Golf Club Sunday, and he was later apprehended on the highway. Trump was not harmed.
Less than an hour before the vice president left her Philadelphia hotel, 2 communications aides got her on the phone for one of the strangest briefings of her political career. They told her that Donald Trump had been posting on social media about a false and racist rumor that Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio were eating people's pets. While answering a question about immigration policy, Trump said migrants in Springfield were eating the dogs and they're eating the cats. It was easily the most bizarre moment from last week's debate, spawning an explosion of online memes and parody videos. Now, Harris is trying to use her performance as an ongoing source of momentum, hoping to rekindle the kind of energy that she generated when she replaced President Joe Biden at the top of the Democratic ticket.
Man, all this rain is really starting to make everything musky around here. Do you know if it's going to clear up anytime soon?
Sadly, I don't, but I do know that Caden DeGroat has all the weather updates for us.
Good morning, Searcy. Hi, I'm Caden DeGroat, and I'm here with your weather announcements. Today will be a high of 88, mostly sunny, rain at 7%, winds east-northeast at 5 miles per hour, humidity at 61, and your sunrise at 6:52 a.m. On to tonight. Tonight will be clear skies with a low of 64, rain at 7%, winds northeast at 5 miles per hour, humidity at 81%, and your sunset at 7:08 p.m. On to the almanac. Almanac's last 7 days average is high of 93, a low of 55, monthly average of precipitation 3.83 inches. Month today is 4.13 inches. On to the 5cast. Thursday will be sunny with a high of 89, a low of 66 with a 7% chance of rain. Friday will be partly cloudy with a high of 89, a low of 68 with a 7% chance of rain. Saturday will be partly cloudy with a high of 89, a low of 67 with 14% chance. Sunday will be partly cloudy with a high of 88, a low of 68 and 19%. And Monday will be partly cloudy with 88% as our high and 67 as a low and 24% chance of rain.
Well, it's good that I can hold off on buying an umbrella. I still haven't bought one, so it's good that we're having sunny weather.
Right.
What do you think, Star?
I'm ready for it to be cold.
Yeah, jacket weather is the best weather. Thank you very much, Caden, for the weather updates, but I'm starting to get hungry. Do you know what we're having today?
I do know what we're having. Today for lunch we'll be having beef hot dog, classic cheese pizza, fajita marinated chicken, chipotle BBQ chicken and cheddar wrap, and milk.
That sounds wonderful. Please thank our wonderful lunch ladies for their hard work and dedication.
Hey Luke, I've been hearing a song, Here Comes the Sun, a lot recently, and it's got me thinking. I don't know much about the Beatles. Do you know anything about them?
Unfortunately, I don't, but I do know that Eric Crowley and Curtis Stevens can take you back to a time when the Beatles were still together and bringing joy to all those around them.
Good morning, Searcy High. It's Curtis Stevens.
And Eric Crowley.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of Discography.
For this episode, we'll be talking about one of the most beloved rock bands from the early 60s, and that would be the Beatles.
The core lineup of the band consisted of John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. They are widely regarded as the most influential band of all time and were integral to the development of 1960s counterculture and the recognition of popular music as an art form.
By early 1964, the Beatles were international stars and had achieved unprecedented levels of critical and commercial success. They became a leading force in Britain's cultural resurgence, ushering in the British invasion of the United States pop market. They soon made their film debut with A Hard Day's Night.
A growing desire to refine their studio efforts, coupled with the challenging nature of their concert tours, led to the band's retirement from live performances in 1966. During this time, they produced albums of greater sophistication, including Rubber Soul, Revolver, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. They enjoyed further commercial success with the Beatles, also known as The White Album, and Abbey Road. The success of these records heralded the album era, as albums became the dominant form of record use over singles.
These records also increased public interest in psychedelic drugs and Eastern spirituality and furthered advancements in electronic music, album art, and music videos. In 1968, they founded Apple Corp, a multi-armed multimedia corporation that continues to oversee projects related to the band's legacy.
Now let's take a look at their music albums. For the UK albums in 1963, they released their debut album, Please Please Me, with songs like Boys, Ask Me Why, Love Me Do, Chains, and Baby It's You.
2 albums later, they released Beatles for Sale, with songs like No Reply, Kansas City, Moonlight, I'm a Loser, and Words of Love.
Words of love you, whisper something true.
Several albums later, they released Yellow Submarine, featuring Sea of Holes, Pepperland, Hey Bulldog, Yellow Submarine, and Only a Northern Song.
Now on to the US albums. In 1964, they released Meet the Beatles, featuring This Boy, Hold Me Tight, It Won't Be Long, Not a Second Time, and I Wanna Hold Your Hand.
They also came out with Hey Jude in 1970, which has Lady Madonna, Can't Buy Me Love, I Should Have Known, Rain, and Hey Jude.
Their popularity led to a humongous amount of Grammy Awards, such as the record for Album of the Year in 1968, Best Pop Performance in 1997, Best New Artist in 1965, and the Lifetime Achievement Award in 1997.
Now that's certainly a lot of Beatles if you ask me.
Yup. Oh, it's really a shame this band isn't around anymore.
Yeah, but I'm also wondering what our folks here at SHS think of this legendary band.
Well, let's go around and ask them.
What is your favorite Beatles song?
Probably Hey Jude. Good song. Most iconic album, too.
Don't Let Me Down.
Probably, Baby.
And Peyton Oxner.
Well, that wraps up this episode of Discography. Signing off, I'm Eric Crowley.
And I'm Curtis Stevens, now sending it back to our anchors at the news desk.
Peace out.
Thanks, guys. I always love going back in time to see how much everything's changed.
I couldn't agree more. It's nice to go back in the earlier years when the Beatles had first left their mark on the world and to our grandparents' heart. But I'm glad that football is starting up now. To be honest with you, I haven't really been keeping up with it.
Well, luckily for you, Samuel Stubbs has all the latest sports updates.
Good morning, Searcy High. I hope you're having a good Wednesday. Let's get into the latest sports updates. The Searcy Lions football team played their first home game of the season on Friday night, where they took on the Harrison Goblins inside Lions Stadium. The Lions were down by 13 points after the first quarter, but roared back to take a 35-32 lead in the third. Searcy's defense held on late to preserve a 35-32 victory that moved Searcy's record to 2-1. This Thursday, Searcy Volleyball will play Mountain Home in Lion Arena. JV starts at 4:30 and varsity will follow. They'll be hosting their Gold Night supporting childhood cancer awareness. They'll be selling baked goods, so feel free to bring your own to help raise money for the Arkansas Children's Hospital Hematology and Oncology Department. Be sure to show up and wear gold. Moving on to national sports, on Saturday, Texas scored a huge win over Texas San Antonio in college football with the final score of 56-7. In the second quarter, starting quarterback Quinn Ewers was injured for the Longhorns with an abdominal strain, resulting in a change in the lineup. Backup quarterback Arch Manning came in to fill his spot. Manning threw for 4 touchdowns and ran for another in the rout. If Ewers is not recovered by September 21st, Manning will get the first start of his collegiate career. This weekend, 38-year-old Patton Kazir ended a long victory drought Sunday in the Procore Golf Tournament hosted in Napa, California. Kazir had gone 176 events without a victory, meaning he hasn't had a win since early 2018. Kazir states that he will enjoy this win. He didn't start off the tournament on a good note, having many misfires off the tee, but he remained positive and fought hard, leading him to this big victory. Week 3 of the NFL season continued on Sunday, featuring many exciting matchups around the league. The New Orleans Saints traveled to Dallas, defeating the Cowboys by a score of 44-19. The Kansas City Chiefs kicked the last-second field goal after a controversial penalty to defeat the Cincinnati Bengals by a score of 26-25. And the Houston Texans knocked off Caleb Williams and the Bears 19-13 on Sunday Night Football. That's all the sports updates we have for you today, Cersei. Back to Star and Luke at the news desk.
Thank you for the sports information, Samuel, but sadly we've run out of all the time for today, Cersei. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, at Cersei High Lion TV.
And to follow us on X at Lion TV, Instagram at Cersei Lion TV, and on Facebook at Cersei High Lion TV. Signing off, I'm Luke Pruitt.
And I'm Star Cox. See you next time, Cersei.